Alright, the May-June 2021 paper 41. We're finishing question 9C. Alright, in this question they ask you to calculate the angle AF makes with the base BCFE. Alright, let's try to visualize that. Alright, first of all we have the line AF here. Let's highlight it. You can use a highlighter to do this. Alright, with the base BCFE. So the base is a whole plane here. And we need to find the angle it makes there between that and the base. Right? And to illustrate what we want, we can draw the diagonal here. Okay, that is what the angle forms here. So that would be the angle here, which we need to work out. Okay, we can call it angle AFB. Or if you don't like, you can call it, name it yourself. You can call it angle X or any other letter you want. All right, so you can see this forms an angle inside a triangle here, a right angle triangle. Okay. If that is still confusing, you can always make yourself a little sketch on the side. Okay, let's make ourselves just a little freehand, just quick, doesn't have to be perfect. This is a triangle A, B, F, and we want to work out that angle there. Let's call it X. And let's see what other information we have here for that angle, right? We know it's a right angle triangle because the plane forms a right angle here with the height of the shape, which is 13. And what else do we have? We don't have the length of diagonal and we don't have the length of AF. So if you look at this, there's not enough information. We can't find this angle with just having one side. We're going to have to find either BF or AF. Okay, now BF, where's BF? BF is this red line here. You can see it forms a triangle on the base of the shape. And in that triangle we have the length 24. And if you look at the previous videos, we worked out the length of BC, which was square root 231. Okay, that's one option. We can also work out the length of AF. AF is this triangle here on the slant face of the rectangle. All right, let me draw you a sketch of that one. That would be the triangle ACF. Okay, in this triangle we have angle C is 90, we have AC which is 20, and CF which is 24. I'm going to use this triangle just because I don't have to rely on a previous answer just in case I got that wrong. But you can use that or you can use both to check your answer. Okay, I prefer to use this one because these values were given and I've got a better chance of getting a more accurate answer. Alright, so here we go, right angle triangle. We want to work out the hypotenuse AF. So that will be my first working out down here. Alright, the length of AF. So AF squared, which hypotenuse equals the other two sides squared added together. If we rearrange that, it will be the square root of 20 squared plus 24 squared. Put that into a calculator. And there we go. Okay. 4 root 61, or if you prefer, you can write the actual decimal value. 31.2409, just unrounded yet, but I prefer to work with this value here. So now we have it, right? We know that AF is 4 square root 61, which is the same as that one. So I can get back to this triangle here. Okay, in this triangle now, I've got two sides and I want to work out an angle. The moment we got a right angle triangle and we involve the angles, can't do Pythagoras anymore, we have to do SOHCAHTOA. So let's write that down. SOHCAHTOA. All right, we now need to see which sides are we working with. Are we working with the adjacent side, the hypotenuse, or the opposite? So let's have a look, right? First of all, opposite the 90-degree angle, that is the hypotenuse. And opposite the angle, that's the opposite side. So we're working with the opposite and the hypotenuse. So let's write that down. It's going to be sin, always the angle, in this case we don't know the angle, which is x, equals, and because the opposite is first, it goes on the top, over the hypotenuse. Now we can substitute in the values. We have the opposite there, which was 13. And the hypotenuse we just worked out for square root 61. Okay. To work out x, we need to get it by itself, which means we need to move the sin to the other side. Opposite of sin is the inverse of sin, sin to the power of -1. And then the ratio we've just written down. Okay, so we need to put this into our calculator. So, first of all, sin, the inverse of that will be sin to the power of -1, or arc-sin if you got one of these Spanish calculators. So remember to press shift and sin. Fraction button, 13 over 4 square root 61. This should be enough. If you press equals, you get the answer. Just to be safe, let's put the sideways arrow, put the bracket, equal. Okay, and then I get x equals 24.589, etc. And remember, angles, you always round to one decimal place. So final answer, x equals 24.6 degrees.